Hey, what is up guys? It's Marquita from AtHomeWithQuita. Thanks for joining me on another video. I really do appreciate you stopping by my channel today. And as you can see, I am on camera. I told you guys I wanted to do lots more videos where I appear on camera, so that's what we're doing today. I'm actually going to be sharing with you some back to school hacks. If you are like me, you have kids going to school. I have two kids going to school. One went to pre-K today, which I shed a few tears, of course, because it's my last going to pre-K. So it was bittersweet. And then I have one going into high school starting 9th grade. So I have an empty house today and I'm loving it because I'm listening and there is no sounds. Nobody here to interrupt me so I can film in peace. But it's bittersweet because I miss them, of course. We had a great summer, and with my pre-K, my daughter, it's her first time going to school. And so I was a little bit nervous for her, but of course she went right in. She was like, bye mommy. She didn't even miss a beat. So on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some back to school hacks, like I said earlier. So if you're new here on my channel, I do hope that you'll stick around and you will consider subscribing and also liking this video. So if you want to see some back to school hacks, make sure to stick around. All right, so we all love hacks, right? I love hacks. And so I'm going to be sharing with you some back to school hacks, some things that you can do to make sure that you have an awesome school year. So the first hack that I have that I wanted to share with you is to put important dates on the calendar. If you're like me, you are a planner, and I love planning. And so having the most information in my planner in terms of what's going on within the kids' school is going to help me stay on track and make sure I don't miss anything. So you can include things like any days off throughout the year. I also like to include my kids' syllabus, so that way I can know during the school year what they're learning at whatever particular time. So I like to include the syllabus in my planner. And also for Miss Addison, who is a pre-K student, any field trips, because I'm going to be volunteering this year. So I want to make sure that I can go on any field trips that I want to go on. And then also I have things prepared. I know when she's going, I can make sure that we don't have anything going on so that I can participate if I want to. And of course she can go even if I can't participate. So of course you want to include things like that on your calendar within your personal planner. And so I have a section in my planner for routines. It's kind of like a catch-all within a catch-all. So within that section, I include things that are going on within the kids' school. Anything that I can punch and put in is going to go in that section. And then on my main calendar, then I put those dates that correspond with the school calendar. So that way I can have everything on one calendar. I don't have to fumble between two calendars, and it just works best for me that way. And then I would also set reminders. If you are the type of person that just can't write in your paper planner and then remember to look at it to see what's going on, I would definitely, as a backup, get your phone and set a reminder. That way you don't forget to attend those important dates that are going on within your kid's school. Because of course, in my opinion, and I'm sure any teacher can attest to this, is that the more a parent is involved, the better off their school year is going to be. So I like to work with the teacher because of course it is my child and I have their best interest at heart. But of course I want to work with the teacher to make sure that we're both on the same page. So definitely including those dates in your planner is going to work to the benefit of your kid, yourself, as well as your teacher. And then I also like to include test dates. So that way I can help with test prep. I can make sure they get a good night's sleep. We get a good breakfast in the morning. Everybody's on track with, studying for that test and just making sure that they get the most out of that test, and making sure that I'm just aware of what's going on within their school because I like to be involved. And so that is definitely important. Just to include all those important dates on your calendar is going to make everybody function more efficiently. The next hack is to meal prep, or to prepare healthy meals for your kids. As you all know, I'm obsessed with meal planning, and so I like to take the time out on Sunday typically to plan out the week's meals. As you guys know, I do use the Happy Planner Recipe Keeper, and that really helps to keep me on track. And so I typically just plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the week if the kids are taking lunch. That way I know what they're eating, and if they don't want to take lunch that particular week, then of course I don't plan for that. But I always plan for what they're having for breakfast and what they're having for dinner. And of course, having healthy, balanced meals before school and after school is going to help their brain function a lot better and just make them more productive. So of course, having healthy meals is going to be essential for them thriving within the entire school year. And so what I typically do is I order on Sunday, and then I go pick the groceries up Monday, and that seems to work really well for us. And what I try to do is time it, and so Addison gets home from school, or I have to go pick her up around 2:30, so I'll order the groceries in the morning, and then I'll try to time it to where I can go pick them up at 2:30. That way, while I'm out already, then I can just pick them up on the way back home, and then Malachi gets home around 3. Of course, this is day 1 of school, but that's according to what the calendar is going to be, and I'm sure this week is going to be a little wonky because it's the first week of school. But that is the plan, and so that way I can make the most out of it while I'm out. I can grab the groceries, come back in, I don't have to go out again, and everything works out fine. And then I can go ahead and prepare dinner for that evening, and then I know what I'm cooking for the rest of the week. Of course, I use my Happy Planner for that. You guys know that I like to meal plan, and so I keep a section in my planner within the recipe section, and that's where I house all of my recipes. And then when I get ready to cook, of course, I'm going to refer to those if needed. And then within my week, I do keep a half sheet, and on that half sheet, I list all of the meals that we're gonna have for that week. So it works out extremely well. And since I love menu planning and meal planning and recipe planning, it doesn't seem like much of a chore to me because I love it so much, and it just works out so well. So having the kids wake up in the morning, eat a healthy breakfast, and of course, it's not gonna work that way all the time because the kids may just wanna munch on some cereal, or they just may not wanna eat, or whatever the case may be. So it's not gonna be perfect, but of course, if you have that as a starting point, and then throughout the week if things need to change, then just allow some leeway for that. I use the monthly as a meal planner, and so this is where I plan out all of my meals for the month. As you can see, I've already got the first week planned out, and so I just got to fill in the rest of the recipes. I pretty much know what I'm going to cook for the week, and this is working out great as well. So I'm excited to have everything already pre-planned for the month, and that should make my life a lot easier as well. And then, like I said earlier, I do have a snap-in half sheet for the week that shows the menu for that week. So as you can see, I've got Monday through Sunday, and I have all of the meals already pre-planned out for the week, and that corresponds with the calendar that I just showed you. And I love doing it this way, and that way I can make sure we're eating healthy as a family. I know what we're cooking for dinner. No one's wandering around trying to figure out what to eat. I am responsible for that, and I think I manage it pretty well, and I love it. It's my favorite part of planning. So this half sheet is extremely essential. So that's definitely important, having them get up, eat a healthy meal. That way they can thrive throughout the year. Third hack is to establish routines. And so as you guys know, I just implemented a new section in my Happy Planner called Routines. Within that section, I list our entire schedule, which is kind of like a base schedule for the week. And that lists out everything that everybody needs to do. And that way everybody stays on track. I can push them because I know what needs to be done. Even though sometimes they may not want to do those things, I can say, well, it's 5 o'clock, we should be doing this, or it's 2 o'clock, we should be doing that. And I can really help them to stay on track. And of course, I do have a teenager, and he is a little more responsible, of course, than my toddler is, but he still needs to be pushed as well. And so with me having a schedule or a routine put in place, then people don't really have to wonder what to do. They kind of know what I expect from them, and they can kind of stay on track on their own. They don't have to always need mommy to push them, but there are days where they do need me to push them. So I've got a top tab here for routine. So if we open that up, then I will show you how I break down routines for our family. Okay, and like I said earlier, I like to pop things in my planner. So as you can see, I've popped in a couple of things that are important for the school year. So let me remove those, and then I'll show you these schedules. So this is how the schedules page looks. Make sure I'm in frame as well. And so as you can see, I've got here, I've got menus, chores, and you guys have seen this before. And then this is supplementary. So this isn't necessarily schedules, but right here I have broken down each person's name: Mom, Dad, Malachi, and Addison. And this is the schedule for the day in terms of what they're supposed to be doing and what I am supposed to be doing. So I've got everything outlined pretty well for everyone, and everybody should know what to do with no problem. And so this schedule has been really working out so far, but I'm excited to see how it works out for the school year. And so hopefully everyone will know what needs to be done without a question, and it works out extremely well for keeping everyone on track. So that way when they come home, they know, put your book bag away, eat your snack, then it's time for homework. And then after homework, it's time for chores. After chores, it's free time, and so on and so forth. So I think it's really important to set a schedule and then maybe practice that schedule maybe a week before school starts, so that way everybody's on track and you're not fumbling around the day of, just to give yourself a little bit of a trial run, just to make sure that everybody knows exactly what they need to be doing. So I would definitely say establishing a routine is definitely going to be essential, so that it makes your life easier as a mom and it makes their life easier, because they don't have to wonder what you expect from them or what they should be doing. They already know that. And of course, the first week again might be a little wonky because it's the first week of school, but they'll get it eventually, and you'll get it eventually. Just keep going at it. Don't give up, because you might have some issues here and there, but definitely stick with it and you'll see the benefits of it. But while they are in the public school system, I want to get the most out of it, and I want them to get the most out of it. And I just find that keeping that communication open with the teacher lets them know that if they ever need to talk to you about anything, you're willing and you're open to hearing, whether it be good or bad. And they just know that they can come to you and that you're gonna support them and they can support you, and the two-way relationship just works out extremely well that way. So I try to make my presence known ahead of time. I let them know that I want to volunteer, that if they need a room mom or if they need anything, I try to be as upfront with them as possible. I try to be at everything that I can be at, whether it be orientation or meetings, whatever I can do. I try to be as involved as possible, so that way my children can see that I'm there for them, and then the teachers can see what type of parent I am and that I am there for my kids as well. So I would definitely say just getting to know the teachers and faculty will be definitely essential in their thriving throughout the year as well. So the fifth hack is to encourage your kids' strengths and know their weaknesses. So I pretty much think I got the gist of what both of their strengths and weaknesses are. And so what I try to do is I try to address them with the teacher head on, so that way the teachers know these are some issues that you may experience. These are her strengths, so maybe you can help to promote that. And so that way we can work together on that. And then, these are the challenges that you may face. So I try to let them know that head on, so that way they're not surprised by it later on in the year. And we can just work together more efficiently and more effectively to really kind of promote those strengths, and then also address weaknesses whenever they come up. And we'll kind of have a leg up on that. And then that way we can also find out what other resources that may be available, whether it be tutoring or peer mentoring or whatever may be available to them. If we already have established those strengths and weaknesses ahead of time, we can start to try to head towards that direction early on if we need to. Because at the end of the day, school should be a positive environment where your kids feel happy, they should feel like they can thrive. And so if we work together, then we can make sure that it maintains that sort of happy, positive environment for them, and they don't start to get down because they feel like they don't know how to deal with their challenges. We know how to deal with them, and so we have to kind of take the reins, so to speak, so that way we can steer them in whatever direction we need to steer to. We can address them, the teacher and I, and it just seems to work out better that way. So if they know the strengths and weaknesses ahead of time for your children, then it's easier for us to work together to address whatever issues may come up in the future. Then we can also give them positive affirmations when they do succeed in certain things, and that can make the kids feel good, and they know that they've succeeded in something, and they just feel positive about going to school every day, because that's, like I said, what it's about. They need to be able to feel like they want to go to school every morning, for the most part, because the kids don't want to wake up and go, but when they get there, they should feel like it's a great positive environment for them to thrive in. And also, don't dwell on the negative. We all have negative things about ourselves. And so that doesn't exclude teenagers and toddlers, or whatever age your kids are. They have, of course, weaknesses and things that need to be fine-tuned, but don't dwell on those things. Try to bring out the positive qualities in them. And so that way they'll feel like they want to talk to you, they'll want to talk to the teacher, and they have established open communication all around as well, because a closed-off kid is not going to help anyone. And so those are things that I plan on implementing this year, and that I try to implement throughout the years of Malachi growing up. Again, Addison's going to pre-K, so this is her first year of school. And so, like I said, it's a little bittersweet, but she went in with no problem, and I think she's going to be a pretty good student. I'm excited to see her grow, and then I'm excited for my son to experience high school. It's a different environment for him, and it's really a chance for him to figure out what he wants to do in life. And so, again, if I worked well with the teacher and everything just communicates full circle very well, then I think he can thrive, and I'm sure Addison can thrive as well. And so those are my hacks, or kind of like tips that you can implement for this 2018-2019 school year, so that way your kids can thrive in the public school system or whatever school system they're going into, whether it's homeschool or public school, because these are kind of things that are universal for the most part. So hopefully your kids have a great school year. I'm rooting for my kids to have an awesome school year. Shout out to all you fabulous teachers out there who are working hard to make sure our kids stay on track, feeding them, feeding their brain, making sure they're thriving, making sure they're going to be productive citizens. So shout out to you guys. You guys work really hard and I appreciate it. So thanks guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you stopping by my channel. I'm looking forward to more face-to-face type of videos just like this, and hopefully you enjoyed this one and you'll stop back by for the next one, and you will consider subscribing to my channel and also liking this video. So thanks guys for stopping by today. Hopefully you enjoyed the 5 hacks that I shared with you, and I hope to see you on the next video.